What's going on, everybody? I'm your host, Eddie Lynch, Eduardo Betancourt, whatever you want to call me. I got to talk about WrestleMania because this was amazing for night one. This is the review. Now, one thing first is I'm going off of memory a little bit with my notes a little bit, so my matches are going to be a little out of order, but it's cool. So first thing I want to say, it feels so damn good to have the crowd back in WrestleMania. It instantly makes everything so much better. Oh my god, I'm so grateful that the crowd was here tonight. I honestly cannot wait to see the Raw and SmackDown after Mania, and I can't wait till tomorrow. I honestly can't wait. This was the card that I not that I was least looking forward to, but I'm definitely looking forward to night 2 a little more, what with the Universal title, the Sami Zayn KO match, all that. So let's get into WrestleMania. First, Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre. I will say it was a good match, a little bit slow, but it was physical, as it should have been, honestly. I can't help but feel a little underwhelmed, only because it wasn't as good as their Backlash match. And honestly, I really enjoyed their Backlash match. It was just too fun, off the walls. This one wasn't bad, but it definitely didn't beat their Backlash match. I liked the finish. I thought it was smart here, where Drew McIntyre was going for the Claymore. MVP distracts him. He goes for it anyway, lands on his ass, and then Bobby Lashley capitalizes with a forearm to Drew McIntyre while he's in the ropes, and then hits the Hurt Lock, and Drew McIntyre passes out. Great match altogether. Did not have any problem with it. Definitely looking forward to where Bobby Lashley goes from here. Next, we got Seth Rollins versus Cesaro. I'm going to say this right now. It was a fun match. Really enjoyed it. Definitely looked every bit as great as it was. I'm just going to say it. I'm so glad Cesaro got this win. He was made to look a lot more formidable than he has been within the past 2 years, I want to say, with the bar and everything. Now, don't get me wrong, he was strong in the bar, but he looks so much stronger and gets to shine more as a singles competitor as is needed. There was the UFO airplane spin by Cesaro. That's what they were calling it, and I believe they called it that because Cesaro was not using his hands, and goddamn did that look amazing. So I will say that it was really good. It was really good. The 23 swings, I don't know how the hell Cesaro's not dizzy when he performs that damn swing, especially 23. I can get 5, 5 is no problem, but 23, god damn it. Cesaro hits the Gotch neutralizer and then wins. So overall, so happy for Cesaro. Next, we got New Day versus Omos. Now, again, this is one of those matches where I'm a little bit out of order, but alright. This match, I will say, it was very basic. That's it. All I had on my notes was New Day made sure not to let AJ tag Omos. AJ tags Omos. He dominates, and then Omos and AJ Styles wins. Oh, and then the highlight is the phenomenal forearm off of the shoulders of Omos. Which, okay, that's one highlight, but definitely a basic match. Didn't care much for it. Probably wouldn't go back to rewatch this match. I'll be honest with you. I guess it's cool that AJ Styles wins the tag titles. I believe this is his first set of tag titles within the WWE. Who knows? But yeah, I guess that's pretty cool. Next is the tag team turmoil match. Okay. I didn't have a lot to say about this. I could say maybe 3 things about it, right? Lana definitely improved in the ring. She looks a lot more crisp than the way that she did at the beginning of 2017. So good for her. I'm very happy. One thing that made my day, Mandy Rose fell on her ass. That shit looked hilarious. She fell on her ass. Michael Cole pointed out that it was the rain, because of course it was the rain, but then Corey Graves made the statement that, well, no, it's because she's wearing sunglasses at night. I just thought that was even more hysterical. Another thing, Dana Brooke hit a swanton in the match. I thought that was really cool. Another nice thing that I guess I could say is the good tag team performance from Riot Squad. They looked hella good, right? And coming off of this match, I do think that they should have definitely put them over, because look, with the women's tag division, it's gonna need to look as strong as it can be, considering there's not a lot of tag teams in the women's division. So I do like that they put them over, so that way Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler have some competition for when they inevitably beat Natalya and Tamina tomorrow. And that's my prediction. I think Natalya is going to lose tomorrow. Now that I spoiled that, this match goes into Tamina hitting the Superfly Splash with Natalya endorsing it. She could have hit the sharpshooter, but instead she drops the legs of Liv Morgan, tags Tamina, and Tamina hits the Superfly Splash, thus having your match for tomorrow. Another highlight that I guess I could talk about is some of the tag team moves, like the Codebreaker into Ruby Riott doing the senton onto Billie Kay. I thought that was cool. So overall, it was really cool. It was again kind of a forgettable match, but had some little nice things here and there. Next we have the Miz and Morrison versus Bad Bunny. Okay, this was a surprisingly fun match. You know, when it comes to celebrity matches, they just kind of come in one ear out the other for me. This match, or I guess in one eye out the other, I don't know. This match was a banger of a match. Bad Bunny looked so impressive, right? I'll be honest, I was only expecting the obligatory diving crossbody onto the two opponents, a few spots here and there from him. I was not expecting a technical match from him. I was not expecting him to hit a very nice arm drag, a Oklahoma roll, and much less a Canadian freaking destroyer. I was absolutely stunned by the Canadian destroyer. I thought it was again, really cool stuff. So, honestly, enjoyed it, loved it. This definitely had a lot more shine on Bad Bunny than it did on Damien Priest. And that's okay. At least Damien Priest was in the match and he got a win off of this. I do think that he will definitely benefit off of this match down the line. And, you know, looking back at this match, I definitely wouldn't mind if they had Bad Bunny do another one-off match here down the line. Maybe another one against The Miz and Bad Bunny, just for old time's sake. Now, I don't expect them to be competing every so often and being like a Brock Lesnar type. I'm just saying, another match wouldn't be too bad, in my opinion. It was a fun match. I like the Stereo Falcons arrow. So, yeah, that was cool. Bad Bunny and Priest win. I jokingly would call him Bugs Bunny, but still, it was pretty cool. Good match. Next, we have Braun Strowman versus Shane. The steel cage match. Look, I couldn't care less about this match. I could not have cared less. I'm not a fan of Braun Strowman, right? And we all know Shane McMahon ain't gonna win this match. So, yeah, I could not have cared less. I like the false finish where Shane McMahon sticks his hand through the cage door and he waves goodbye. The cage hole, and then waves goodbye, and then Braun Strowman grabs it and then rips the cage apart. I thought that was pretty cool. And then, of course, there was a spot where Braun Strowman throws Shane off the cage. You know, as crazy as Shane is, to do all these things still at his age, I still can't really sit there and say, oh, I enjoyed this match. It was just, again, not for me. Not even in a steel cage match. Braun Strowman wins. 2 cool spots. Great. Now I'm going to get into the main event. The main event was Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair, and I thought, god damn, this was a fantastic match and a fantastic way to showcase Bianca Belair here. She looked so good in this match, right? She was looking strong in the beginning, and then she was looking strong at the end. One of the highlights, right? And I wrote so many highlights here. There was the wheelbarrow. Sasha Banks went into a wheelbarrow attempt, and then Bianca countered that into her glam slam. Of course, that was then countered. Bianca gets sent out the ring, and then Sasha goes for a suicide dive, and Bianca Belair rolls through, catches her, and rolls through. Thought that was really cool. There was a backflip splash that was countered by Sasha grabbing her hair, and then as Sasha was grabbing her braids, Sasha was then kicking the living shit out of Bianca's face. Sasha was also, no slouch. She also had her shine. She had her aggressive moments, but Bianca definitely was the one to be showcased today. She was just impressive today. And she's come such a long way. I really do like Bianca Belair. I'm a huge fan of hers. Especially a lot more this year that I've gotten to see her more and more. And the more I see her, the more impressed I get. So, really enjoyed this match. Definitely enjoyed that this was the main event. I'm going to go into a few more of the highlights here. Bianca hit this wicked spine buster. Then she also hits this running shooting star press onto Sasha's back. It was good. And then Sasha, she also had this really freaking cool part where Sasha then she goes for a tornado DDT, and instead of landing onto the mat, she spins off, lands on the ropes, and then spins again into a tornado DDT, to what Corey Graves called this a double springboard tornado DDT. Since that is a long name, I'm just going to call this a super tornado DDT. The finish here was great. Sasha uses the hair against Bianca Belair again. Bianca eventually hair whips Sasha. Jesus Christ. The sound, the smack on this, right? And once you see the cut that Sasha got after the match, you will know how hard that shit hurt. So Bianca goes for the KOD. Sasha rolls off and then attempts the bank statement, which is then countered back into the KOD. Sasha Banks gets pinned. 1, 2, 3, and there you have your winner. Overall, night 1, super fun WrestleMania. Probably my favorite one since WrestleMania 28. Now, I know that's going back a long way, but, here's the thing, right? Around the other WrestleManias, there's always something leaving me with a bad taste in my mouth. This one was just nonstop fun, right? I enjoyed every single aspect of it. Of course, there were the matches that were a little forgettable, but regardless, I still enjoyed this pay-per-view as a whole. The only other one that I could think of that I really liked just as much, maybe WrestleMania 35. Overall, really good show, and I can't wait to see night 2. I'm just so excited more than anything, and it brings out the fan in me again. This brought out the fan in me again, and this is what I'm talking about when it comes to escapism. It made me forget about my troubles going on in real life. It made me forget about everything going on in my life. And overall, I just gotta say thank you. This was such a fun show. So that's my review on WrestleMania Night 1, everybody.